Welcome and thank you for joining us for this unique donor and volunteer recognition program. My name is Jim Crayer and I serve as President of the Board of Directors for the Illinois Fire Safety Alliance. It is unfortunate that we are not able to come together for the second year in a row now, as this program is so special, highlighting all the wonderful things that various groups and individuals do to assist the Illinois Fire Safety Alliance throughout the year. Those who have supported us financially and those who have put in literal sweat and tears through volunteerism. One group could not happen without the other, and our annual recognition programs bring them together to show just how important they are to our organization and for us to properly recognize those folks for all they do to allow us to meet our mission for nearly 40 years. Before we begin our program, we would like to take a moment to recognize and remember two incredibly important individuals that we recently lost. Caper Brown, a Camp IME camper many years ago, grew into the camp counselor in which he served in that role for 19 years. His impact on the young campers and fellow volunteers is irreplaceable. He also served as the fire safety advocate during this time and made a significant impact upon thousands and thousands of individuals he had contact with. The other is Dottie Abbey. Dottie's passion for the Illinois Fire Safety Alliance, fire safety, and Camp IME over the past 30 years was unmatched. A longtime volunteer, advocate, and board member, she too impacted so many lives over her time at camp across the state as well as across the country. Camp will truly never be the same without her. Both Caper and Dottie will be sorely missed. We will now take a moment to reflect on their lives and their contributions. We will now begin recognizing some of our many great supporters. Because we were unable to meet in person last April, we will start by acknowledging those volunteers who were set to receive an Above and Beyond Volunteer Award in 2020. Up first is Board of Directors member David Hoppy to present last year's Youth Awards.
The Above and Beyond Youth Volunteer Award is presented to individual volunteers under the age of 18 who have helped advance the mission of the Illinois Fire Safety Alliance, advocating for the Illinois Fire Safety Alliance in the local community while contributing to the IFSA's efforts. 2020's Youth Awards are being presented to Tegan, Megan, and Maddie Taft. Since these girls were toddlers, they have been volunteering their time to support the IFSA by either holding their own fundraisers or helping their dad, Tom, with his fundraising efforts for the organization. Over the past 15 years, these girls have not once hesitated to jump in and help in any way possible. They are such strong supporters of the IFSA that they have enlisted many of their friends to volunteer along with them. Over their young lives, they have created or participated in many fundraising events to support the IFSA mission. Their lemonade stand, which started when they were in grammar school, raising over $100 on several occasions during the summer months. They began painting rocks because they didn't have any lemonade at home to sell. After painting these rocks, they started soliciting random neighbors and would get them to purchase the rocks by informing them about the IFSA. Another fundraiser created by the girls, annual popsicle sales. They were sold at their local school and had netted as much as over $400 on several occasions. With their father having the ability to work out Boot Day fundraiser with the Chicago Fire Department, these three little girls, with the help of their friends, separated the fundraising supplies into battalions, fire districts, and into firehouses. These efforts led to the largest individual fundraising event directly supporting the IFSA. Then, with their time coming to camp, in which they've been there since they were young toddlers, and I remember them well in their energy, they have sung the national anthem at Appreciation Day, worked fun fair booths, and have always interacted with other campers. Tegan, Megan, and Maddie have already done a lifetime worth of volunteer work for the Illinois Fire Safety Alliance, and more than deserving to be recognized for their efforts. Congratulations to each of you on receiving the Above and Beyond Youth Volunteer Award.
We appreciate the award. We've been following in our dad's footsteps ever since we were toddlers.
I miss going up to camp and seeing everyone and just coming out and making sure everyone has a good time.
I'm really grateful for this award. This is what I love and what my family loves, and I'm really excited to do a lot more.
Congratulations to each of the Taft girls. Next to present our first of two individual awards from last year is Illinois Fire Safety Alliance Secretary Michelle Nabor.
It is my pleasure to recognize our first individual award winner from 2020, Ivy Karras. The Above and Beyond individual award nominees must demonstrate excellent and has an honorable commitment to volunteer serve while advocating for the IFSA in the local community and provide outstanding contributions to the organization's efforts. Ivy is a computer guru who developed and implemented a stellar computer program for scheduling the campers and staff activities throughout the week of Camp I Am Me. Additionally, she directs the coordination of the security tent at the annual Fun Fair event on Appreciation Day at camp each year, along with her crew of family and friends. The campers know that their prize winnings are secure in the individually labeled bags under Ivy's auspicious eagle eye. Ivy possesses the natural ability to be an extremely effective leader in any situation. Her vibrant leadership skills, coupled with her compassion and enthusiasm for the mission of the IFSA and Camp I Am Me, are undeniably apparent to all who know and work with Ivy. Her efficiency, dedication, perfection, and color-coded organization are just some of her exemplary qualities that make her a pleasure to work with on any project. She always sets high standards and demonstrates a strong commitment to everything and everyone she works with in her quest to make a positive difference, whether in her real job, her community, or as an integral part of our camp community. Thank you and congratulations on this Above and Beyond Volunteer Award.
Unfortunately, we could not present the award to Ivy, but we congratulate her on a well-deserved award. Our second individual award from last year will be presented by First Vice President Dennis Breyer.
Robert has been involved with the IFSA for the past 5 years. Robert is an incredible human being whose dedication in helping the IFSA is demonstrated by his increasing commitment to the organization. Robert's passion in helping advance the mission of the IFSA is one that takes on a personal connection. His sister was involved in a house fire and sustained severe burn injuries. Robert became a pillar of support during her recovery. Being the great supportive brother Robert is, he wanted to extend his support to the IFSA and the programs that help prevent and support other families that may have gone through similar experiences. Robert immediately applied to be a camp counselor. He has been a volunteer at Camp IME for the past 5 years. Still wanting to make a bigger impact, he began getting involved in other events through the year for the organization. For the past 2 years, Robert has participated at the Evergreen Park Open House, providing fire safety materials to the community. He helped volunteer at the IFSA Bowl Away Burns fundraiser in 2018. In 2019, Robert volunteered at the Oak Lawn Rotary Club's bowling fundraiser. This past year, Robert volunteered for the IFSA's inaugural Road to Recovery running series. At each event, Robert passed out IFSA information and spoke to people about the organization. Also, in 2019, Robert took it upon himself to set a goal to sell 20 IFSA-sponsored license plates. He surpassed that goal by selling 23 plates, and in doing so, he helped raise close to $600 for the organization. In 2020, when most of the world was shut down, Robert came up with a creative idea to walk for camp. He organized his efforts with another volunteer and walked 30 miles and biked 30 miles. In doing so, he was able to raise over $1,000 for the cause. Robert Moyer has a big heart and is a cherished supporter of the IFSA. Robert is someone that defines the passion and dedication to advance the mission of the IFSA. That is why it is an honor today for me to present the Above and Beyond Volunteer Award to Robert Moyer.
I just was the recipient of this very generous award, a very heavy award. I heard a passionate speech by one of the vice president, board member, Dennis Breyer, said some really flattering things about me and my service. I just want to thank the board. I want to thank the IFSA for welcoming somebody they didn't know with such open arms and then letting me be a part of the mission and encouraging me to be a bigger part of the mission and allowing me to be a bigger part of the mission. As Dennis said, it's true. I got involved as a tribute to my sister who suffered some severe injuries in a house fire. I immediately saw the literature and knew I wanted to be a part of it. I had heard of the organization before, but I had no idea I would become this big of a part of it. What I told Phil Zaleski today is that the board can count on me for support and for a commitment for as long as I'm physically able. I believe in this organization, I love this organization, and I love being part of the IFSA family. Thank you again.
Congratulations, Robert, very much deserved. To present our last 2020 Volunteer Award is Second Vice President David Riddle. He will be presenting a Lifelong Achievement Award.
The Illinois Fire Safety Alliance's Above and Beyond Lifelong Achievement Award is only considered for those volunteers who have demonstrated a significant dedication to advancing the mission of the IFSA over the course of at least 15 years. Their voluntary contributions could have been made through an ongoing commitment to one or multiple IFSA programs, events, and/or services. 2020's Lifelong Achievement Award winner, Terry Pluta, checks each and every one of these boxes. Terry has been an active IFSA volunteer for over 35 years. In that span of time, he has represented the IFSA at Camp I Am Me as a photographer, counselor, and snack man, attended many local and national fire safety public education conferences, manned the Illinois State Fair Fire Service tent, and an annual booth at the Illinois PTA conference. He also attended many fundraisers, from golf outings to chili cook-offs and numerous sporting events. He has even participated in the Fire Service Legislative Day in Springfield, ensuring that legislators are aware of the concerns of the IFSA and the Fire Service regarding potential legislation that may have negative consequences, including fireworks. He has been the co-chairperson of the IFSA's Education Committee and has moved his way up through the organization's board of directors, from appointed director to elected director, and finally to vice president. He is a co-author of the Get Fired Up About Fire Safety program, the Home Fire and Burn Prevention Guide, Farm, Rural, and Wildland Fire Safety Guide, and the Newspapers and Education program, all resources to help reduce and eliminate fire and burn-related incidents and injuries. Terry possesses a natural ability to be an extremely effective representative in any situation. His lifelong commitment to the Alliance is equaled by his enthusiasm and energy no matter what the task. He sets high standards and always demonstrates a strong dedication to the mission of the IFSA. Terry has always been the first to volunteer to help anyone with anything, anytime, anywhere, and has always made a positive difference. We are honored to finally present Terry Pluta with this 2020 Above and Beyond Lifelong Achievement Award.
Okay, well, I'd like to thank everyone, the Alliance, the board, for this award. I've been with the Alliance for all those years I was mentioned, and I was proud to be a member, to work with this group, to see what has been accomplished over the years from when I first started to where they are today. I also like to add that all of that was mentioned to me also had a partner with me that started from the very beginning, and she was, I could call my mentor in a lot of the things in teaching education, and that was Dottie Abbey, who recently passed away, and I like to see some of this award be towards her also, because when I put this up on my shelf, every time I look at it, I'll be reminded of her and what she's done, and she'll be missed but never forgotten. Thank you again.
Congratulations, Terry. Thank you for your decades of service to the Illinois Fire Safety Alliance. Well deserved. Congratulations to each of those great volunteers. We are sorry we cannot recognize you in 2020. This is very much deserved and very much appreciated. Before we move to the next portion of our program, please see a few of the upcoming events and activities the Illinois Fire Safety Alliance currently has planned for later this year. The next portion of our program, we will recognize the Illinois Fire Safety Alliance's top financial supporters from 2020. These organizations and groups provided the financial or in-kind contributions to our organization which allow us to meet our mission of providing support to those affected by burn injuries, as well as to educate the public on fire safety and burn prevention. We would not be able to do this without their generosity. Acknowledging our first diamond level supporter is Illinois Fire Safety Alliance Treasurer Bill Yoshis.
First Alert, an Aurora, Illinois-based company, dedicates themselves to consumers and communities by protecting their homes, their belongings, and above all, their families, through a wide array of protective devices and educating the public about fire safety. Over the last few years, First Alert has supported many IFSA endeavors. They have assisted in enhancing several Family Day events held across the state, as well as allowing the IFSA to further promote fire safety and burn prevention by sponsoring both the IFSA's Fire and Burn Prevention Guide and Smoke Alarms in Your Safety Trifold, both of which get distributed by the thousands annually to schools, fire departments, hospitals, and more. When the Illinois Fire Safety Alliance was able to get the smoke alarm law in the state updated, First Alert stepped up to support educational campaigns to inform Illinois residents of the changes that were being made to the law regarding 10-year battery smoke alarm use. Now, in the fourth year of that cooperative, First Alert continues to provide logistical and material support to the project. In 2020, the IFSA held 8 media events across the state at various fire departments to help promote this new information. To assist, First Alert donated nearly 900 10-year battery smoke alarms to the IFSA, which were then distributed to the host fire departments. The fire departments were then able to distribute them throughout their communities, not only further supporting the mission, but the IFSA's and First Alert's mission too. In total, the value of those gifted alarms was nearly $18,000 worth of valuable, life-saving equipment that very well may play a role in saving someone's life over the next 10 years. We thank First Alert for their years of continued support to help promote fire safety and educating residents across the state.
Thank you so much, First Alert, for your years of continued support and assistance to help keep the residents of Illinois safe. Next to present again is Michelle Nabor.
The Law, Ware, Shed, Murphy Foundation has supported the Illinois Fire Safety Alliance since 2017. This charitable trust has helped support Camp IME, Illinois' camp for young burn survivors, through providing several large gifts over the last several years. In 2020, to help support and recognize what was supposed to be camp's 30th anniversary, the Law, Ware, Shed, Murphy Foundation provided the IFSA with a gift of $10,000. The funds were used to help support the virtual camp event that took place in July and would not have been able to happen without their extremely generous support. Thank you so much, Law, Ware, Shed, Murphy Foundation.
Thank you, Michelle. We are unable to have a representative from the Law, Ware, Shed, Murphy Foundation accept the award, but we truly do appreciate the generous gift they provided. Next to present is Illinois Fire Safety Alliance Immediate Past President, Jim Saletta.
It's my pleasure to give the award for donors, and one of them is the North Shore Exchange. The North Shore Exchange is not your typical resale shop. It was voted to make it better, best luxury consignment shop for both 2016 and 2017. North Shore Exchange features upscale and luxury women's designer fashion and accessories, as well as stunning furniture and home decor. With its mission made possible by 100+ volunteers along with its dedicated staff, North Shore Exchange is an independent 501c3 nonprofit organization. Unlike similar not-for-profit shops or profit shops, 100% of their profits go to charity, and to this date they've granted over $1.8 million to organizations such as the Illinois Fire Safety Alliance. Last year, with assistance from our friends at the Glencoe Public Safety, a grant award was provided to the IFSA to support our signature program, Camp IME. The $10,000 gift helps support much of our virtual camp program, providing our campers with a small bit of familiarity and normalcy while we remained at home during the pandemic. During such difficult times as in 2020, the support from North Shore Exchange was so greatly valuable that it could not be more appreciated. Thank you, North Shore Exchange.
Thank you so much for this beautiful award, and we are so happy to support the Fire Alliance and the Burn Camp for Kids, and we're so delighted to hear that the Burn Camp will be back in business this summer, helping kids adjust and meet new friends. So thanks so much for this honor, and we really appreciate it.
Thank you and congratulations to the North Shore Exchange. Your grant award was very kind and was of tremendous help last year. Up again to present is David Hoppy.
For nearly 30 years, the Illinois Fire Safety Alliance has promoted its Boot Day for burn survivors, a fundraising activity that requires the support and assistance from fire departments across the state to volunteer their time to coordinate boot-shaking efforts within their community. Whether it be at street corners or at storefronts, department personnel help raise money to support many burn survivor programs that the IFSA hosts throughout the year. For several years now, the Norwood Park Fire Protection District personnel have been participating in this such program. Normally, each of their 3 shifts would take one day and see how much they could collect. A bit of a competition between the shifts. Despite COVID-19 in 2020, Norwood Park Fire made an extra effort to still collect for the IFSA. Rather than hosting a traditional Boot Day event, they created a drive-through open house in which residents were able to literally drive through their station bays, learn a little bit about the fire department, and have the opportunity to drop a donation in a makeshift wooden box when exiting. Throughout the day, to drum up participation, they used social media, including Facebook Live, to encourage passerbys to swing through the station. It must have worked because with this outside of the box thinking, it created a kind of modified event. The Norwood Park Fire Protection District was still able to raise over $10,000 to support the Illinois Fire Safety Alliance. Thank you so much for your continued dedication and your continued support.
We would just like to thank the Illinois Fire Safety Alliance for letting us be a part of this. It's been part of our tradition for at least 25 years now, and we're going to continue to keep trying the best we can. Just wanted to thank them. We'd like to thank our chief, Dave Blondell, for coming up with the new idea this year for us to get through some fundraising with what we were dealt with the pandemic. And I'd like to thank the guys and girls in the Norwood Park Fire Protection District. They always do a great job, and we're going to keep on raising as much money as we can for the Alliance. Thank you.
Thank you, Norwood Park. Great idea. Way to think outside of the box. You did a fantastic job. Next to present, we have Board of Directors member Heidi Pena.
The Toy Box Connection is a nonprofit organization located in Orland Park with a mission of touching the life of a child through the gift of a toy, book, or day of fun. They are the connection between families and businesses who have new or used toys and books to donate. For years, Toy Box Connection has supplied the IFSA with hundreds of small gifts annually to be used as prizes at Camp IME's Fun Fair event. Though 2020's camp went virtual, a camp in a box was sent to every camper that participated in virtual Camp IME, and Toy Box Connection was there to supply each of those boxes with camp activities and prizes, helping making the IFSA first ever virtual camp a true success. The giving did not end there in 2020 when the IFSA decided to develop a holiday gift event in which the goal was to have hundreds of gifts wrapped by fire department personnel and then delivered to burn units across the state. Toy Box Connection stepped up again. They provided several hundred gifts to help support the program and bring smiles to the children and families' faces while loved ones were being treated for burn injuries in the hospital around the holiday season. In total, the Toy Box Connection provided the Illinois Fire Safety Alliance with more than $12,000 worth of in-kind donations to help support 2 brand new programs last year, and we could not be more thankful. Thank you.
So first I'd like to say on behalf of my volunteers, there are more volunteers. They are the wind beneath my wings, and nothing happens for you or anybody else without the incredible gift of the volunteers that help me do Toy Box Connection. So it's a we thing. I want to say, and I think I speak for all of us, that it has been an honor and a privilege to help any child who has a need to have joy through the gift of a toy. I have to tell you, when we think of your camp, we look at each and every one of those children as mini heroes and amazing examples of what victory through struggle looks like. They have done more for us than we will ever do for them. And we want to thank you for the opportunity to be able to share what we have here with our little heroes. And we'll be here as long as Toy Box is here. Those kids will continue to have gifts from us. And thank you again for the award. Unnecessary, but well appreciated. Bless you all, and thank you for letting us serve you.
Thank you, Toy Box Connection, for all the great gifts you provided for our various events. Each of those dollars saved and dollars earned for us. Our last Diamond Level Donor Award will be presented by Dennis Breyer.
The final group we would like to acknowledge is Volkswagen Credit Incorporated. Since 2003, their charity golf outing has been supporting local charitable organizations. With more than 30 sponsors and dozens of employees who donate their time, cash, and prizes, along with 150 plus golfers who ascend to the course, Volkswagen Credit is able to raise thousands of dollars for multiple charities every year. In addition to golf, lunch, dinner, and raffles, attendees have the opportunity to win new Audi, Volkswagen, and Ducati vehicles on 3 separate hole-in-one contests. Despite them not being able to hold their event in 2020 as a result of the pandemic, Volkswagen Credit still provided the Illinois Fire Safety Alliance with a $5,000 donation, which was matched by Volkswagen of America, resulting in a $10,000 gift and raising $40,000 in just the last 4 years. The IFSA is humbled to be one of Volkswagen Credit's charity of choices for the past 17 years since they began hosting their golf outing.
Thank you, Dennis, and congratulations to VW Credit on the award. Your generosity has been very much appreciated over the years. That includes our donor recognition for this event. Without the support of our 2020 Diamond Level supporters, along with the hundreds of other donors across the state and beyond, the Illinois Fire Safety Alliance would not be able to continue to meet and expand on its mission each and every year. Thank you. We will now move to our final portion of our program and recognize our 4 above and beyond volunteer award recipients. These 3 individuals and 1 group were nominated by their peers and voted on by the Illinois Fire Safety Alliance Board of Directors. Without dedicated volunteers like them and many, many others that assist our programming in so many different ways, programs such as Camp IME and others would not be able to happen. Our first volunteer award will be presented by our newest Board of Director member, Kelly McGillicott.
The IFSA Above and Beyond Individual Volunteer Award is presented to individuals who help advance the mission of the IFSA, who establish themselves as the necessary contributor to the success of the organization year after year. This year's individual award is being presented to Sarah Garcia. Sarah has been a counselor at Camp IME for the last 5 years and has brought such enthusiasm and compassion for burn survivors to camp. Sarah has traditionally been assigned to the younger girls' cabin and is patient, kind, and caring to a group of children that can often be scared to be at camp and homesick at times. Even during this past year's virtual camp, Sarah participated enthusiastically, having a bracelet making session for the campers. Working as a burn nurse at Loyola Medical Center's Burn Center for almost 7 years, Sarah has shown her dedication to burn patients and their recovery. Sarah is always encouraging to the younger burn patients and recruiting them to come to camp. Overall, Sarah's dedication to burn patients and survivors is clear. She selflessly volunteers her time to ensure that pediatric burn survivors have the support and the fun time every year at camp.
Thank you, Kelly, and congratulations to Sarah. Thank you so much for your contributions over the last several years. Next to present the Team Volunteer Award is Jim Saletta.
It's my pleasure to award the Team Award for the Above and Beyond Volunteer Award. The Above and Beyond Volunteer Award is presented to organizations, businesses, and informal groups that help advance the mission of the IFSA. This year's Team Award is being presented to a long-standing partner of ours, JC Restoration. For years now, JC Restoration has supported the Illinois Fire Safety Alliance and Camp IME through various efforts. Prior to camp, the IFSA conducts a day-long seminar for all new and returning camp volunteers as part of our accreditation process, and it best prepares those volunteers to succeed. JCR allows this training to take place at the Rolling Meadows facility, a 100-plus person auditorium. It allows for presentation, team building exercises, and volunteer collaboration to take place leading up to camp. When JC Restoration holds its large education training events, such as their Smoke on the Water or Ripple Effect programs for insurance programs and others, they highlight the IFSA and camp to hundreds of students that come through their doors, allowing IFSA representatives to speak to the classes and provide literature to JCR. Also promotes the Alliance and its mission through their various newsletters, social media accounts, and even news radio airtime. All of this spreads awareness of IFSA and its programs and events and fundraisers to many. Supporting camp specifically, JCR Restoration provides financial and logistical support to have the grant tent erected on the campsite, an absolute necessity for camp to take place and then function smoothly. They also provide the use of their golf cart on the grounds during the camp's fun fair events, and they have a dozen or so of their employees man multiple tents and host games and distribute prizes to campers. JC Restoration's support of IFSA is invaluable and is truly appreciated. We are honored to present them this year's Above and Beyond Team Volunteer Award.
Good afternoon, everyone. I would like to thank Phil Zaleski and the entire Fire Safety Alliance team for recognizing the hard work and accomplishments my JCR team has blessed me with over the 11 years we've been involved with your organization. I don't think it's a coincidence, but rather fate, that the IFSA and JC Restoration were both founded in 1982, 36 years ago. In 1982, 3 members of the Illinois Fire Chiefs Association formulated a plan to make a smoke detector protection mandatory for every residential occupancy in the state of Illinois. That Smoke Detector Awareness Committee evolved into the Illinois Fire Safety Alliance we know today. It wasn't until 11 years ago where Tom Taff, retired fireman who was severely burned on the job in the early 90s, joined our JCR family and opened my eyes and educated me on the fire service and how physically, emotionally, and psychologically burn survivors are affected after a fire incident, especially with children. I attended my first burn camp 10 years ago, and I will never be the same. Many of you have also attended the burn camp, so you know exactly what I mean. JCR has embraced the IFSA and proactively fundraise for your benefit every year during our major educational fire and water courses we hold here in our JCR University auditorium. We are always at your beck and call if you ever need our facility to host an event, borrow a golf cart, or simply spread the news about burn prevention. I proudly accept this award on behalf of my organization and commit my entire JCR team to continue supporting your mission of educating the world to end the need to have burn camps. Through professional, ethical, and compassionate messages, we too embrace your mission with ours. Thank you very much.
Congratulations, JC Restoration. Thank you so much for your wide variety of support you've been able to provide us. To present the last two very special, meaningful, and honorable awards is Chris Logston, IFSA Board of Directors member and Camp IME Director.
Since its inception in 2015, eligible nominees for the Illinois Fire Safety Alliance's Lifelong Achievement Award are those who demonstrate significant dedication to advancing the organization's mission over the course of at least 15 years through voluntary contributions to one or multiple IFSA programs, events, or activities. These individuals have demonstrated excellence and has had an honorable commitment to volunteer service, a role in advocating for the IFSA in the community, and has made outstanding contributions to the IFSA's efforts. As mentioned earlier in our program, at the end of 2020, the IFSA and Camp IME family lost Caper Brown. Caper was a former camper for Camp IME many years ago, grew into a camp counselor in which he served in that role for 19 years. During those nearly 30 years participating in some capacity at camp, he was always the kindest person to everyone there. Campers, staff, volunteers, all of those people over the years that worked so hard to make camp what it is. He knew he looked different, and he embraced that, while welcoming people to him so he could connect with them on a personal level. His general love for life, along with his sense of humor, allowed him to make instant and lifelong bonds with those who passed through the campgrounds. Camper was never shy to talk about his injuries. He represented the IFSA at several World Burn Congress conferences, an annual international conference for survivors, caregivers, and hospital staff, where he shared his story of recovery to encourage the hundreds of other attendees who maybe weren't yet so comfortable with their unexpected situation. His advocacy for fire safety during his years with the IFSA made a significant impact upon thousands and thousands of individuals he directly or indirectly had contact with. He, along with his brother Joel, were participants in the IFSA's video project In a Flash. They, along with several other survivors, spoke about their fire play and the end result of being a burn victim turned survivor. Thousands of those videos have been distributed to schools, fire departments, and hospitals across the state in an attempt to help kids be aware of potential risk when playing with fire. There is still a kiosk showing this video located at the Illinois Fire Museum for patrons who view when visiting. Caper also supported the Safety Alliance at the Fire Service Tent located at the Illinois State Fair in Springfield, again sharing his story to both kids and adults, highlighting the importance of fire safety and burn prevention. A longtime camp volunteer recalls a very specific story involving Caper. I'd like to share this story with you now. A parent of one of my campers told me this story regarding Caper when they were dropping off their daughter at camp for her second year. At check-in, the parent came up and said to me, "I have to tell you, I'm blown away." They went on to say that for the past year, since their child's first year experiencing camp, they talked about friends she'd met, but not as much as they talked about a boy named Caper. So when dropping their daughter off, they just had to meet Caper and tell him how much he had changed their daughter. As they went through the check-in line, their daughter turned back to them excited, saying, "It's Caper, he's here." As she ran to him, and the parents stood back in awe as their daughter ran up to a boy in a wheelchair with no arms or legs. The parents were taken back, not because of what they saw, but because of what their daughter didn't see. The girl never mentioned anything about Caper's wheelchair, burns, or prosthetics. They had only heard about how much he cared, how strong he was, how helpful he was, how funny he was, and how big his heart was. This was the impact of Caper Brown. And because of that immense impact he had on everyone he knew, the Illinois Fire Safety Alliance is proud and honored to highlight Caper as one of our few Lifelong Achievement Award winners. Not only that, but from this day forward, this most prestigious of IFSA volunteer awards will now be known as the Illinois Fire Safety Alliance Caper Brown Lifelong Achievement Award. We are delighted to present Caper's award to his brother and my friend, Joel Brown.
My name is Joey Brown, and I am honored to accept this award for my brother Caper Brown. This award is the Caper Brown Lifelong Achievement Award. Of many and many years of volunteering and helping out individuals with certain problems due to burn injuries. This is one of two that has been given out. And again, I am honored to accept this for him. We all wish that he was here to accept this instead. But his legacy will go on forever in our hearts. So I'm going to place this right here with all the other awards that we have gotten over the years, and this one by far tops it all. And I want to thank Illinois Fire Safety Alliance and all the people that dedicated this to Caper. They all mean so very, very much. We love you, Caper. This is yours.
Our second Caper Brown Lifelong Achievement Award is being presented to a longtime volunteer, Mara Heikman. Mara has been involved specifically with Camp I Am Me over the last 20 years, and her empathy and experience make her an integral part of camp program. Mara began as the camp's occupational therapist in 1994 and continued in that role for many years. Eventually, she wanted to experience life as a cabin counselor. She volunteered for both Unit 1, the young girls, and Unit 3, the younger teenagers, before moving into Unit 4 with the Counselor and Training Program. Mara is organized, observant, patient, and empathetic. People naturally draw to her because of this. She is an expert at forming and maintaining meaningful relationships. She could tell you life details about a camper she had 10 years ago because she paid attention and kept the connection alive. Mara recognized that older camp teens and young adults may not be able to give a full week at Camp I Am Me to volunteer, but maybe there would be an opportunity to provide them a weekend worth of adult skills and reconnect with old friends. Her advocating for a young adult summit in Illinois led to many hours of networking, planning, organizing, and eventually hosting the event in 2013. The program continued in Illinois through 2017. Because of Mara's complete and total commitment to the Illinois Fire Safety Alliance and its many support programs, she is very much deserving of this award, the Caper Brown Lifelong Achievement Award.
Thank you so much for this award. Thanks so much to the IFSA for everything, all the experiences and opportunities and connections and fun that I've had and life lessons throughout the years. I'm forever grateful. I would be remiss to not talk about Caper and Dottie a little bit. I think and talk to them every day, and I'm so grateful to have his name on this award. And I love my camp family, and I'm so grateful for all of it. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Congratulations to Mara and to Caper. Caper, you have provided more and done more for the Illinois Fire Safety Alliance than you will ever know. Thank you for your passion. We will always remember you. This concludes our 2021 recognition program. We hope you enjoyed this video, and we look forward to resuming in-person events and activities very soon, beginning with Camp I Am Me this June. To everyone, we thank you for your continued support to the Illinois Fire Safety Alliance. We would not be able to do this without you. Thank you.